So now that we're past the American election, we're on to the Canadian election next year. Now, Canada is a lot different, but very similar to America in a lot of ways. You know, we share majority of our culture with America. We share a lot of trade. We share a large portion of our military. But beyond everything, if you watch any of my political videos, culture is the most important thing that I look at because culture is a way that people not only interact with one another, but like it determines a few things. One, the way that citizens view each other and the government. Two, the way that the world perceives a country. You look at Donald Trump now. After that Joe Rogan interview, the Joe Rogan podcast, whatever you want to say, that that wasn't just America watching that. That was the entire world watching that. And up here, our conservative leader is Pierre Poilievre, who I really feel like is the first leader ever since Stephen Harper that has looked competent, that has looked sharp, that seems to be ahead of his own party even, and is a clear stand-up. Like conservatives up in Canada, man, it has been rough. Like Harper Harper was prime minister when I was a kid, and he was in for a while. He did a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, and obviously around 2014, it was not going good for not only Harper but the Conservatives as a whole. And then Trudeau ran a massive red wave because Liberals are red up here. So basically, think the opposite if you're from America. Red is liberal, blue is conservative. But the problem is that Trudeau ran on a few things. He ran on inclusion. He ran on legalizing marijuana, and he did talk about legalizing other drugs. Um, you know, he talked about re- reallocating the seats around Canada because the seats haven't been changed in Canada for something like it's been some longer than 15 years. Like it's over a decade, next to decades since the seats have changed. Even under Harper, who Harper's from Alberta, he didn't even do it. But now that Alberta and the western provinces have grown in population, we should have a lot more seats than we do. But like, you look at, you need to look at Trump as a candidate because Trump, we all know, isn't your typical Republican. He's been around the elite his entire life, but he's not establishment. That's not to say he doesn't benefit the wealthy people. He benefits wealthy people in many ways, whether they're with them or against them. But like you look at Poilievre up here in Canada, he he's been a standout for a few years now. He won the conservative leadership unanimously, basically. Like everybody is getting behind Pierre Poilievre, and the thing with Justin Trudeau is that even though he's won three elections, two minority elections, he is not liked at all by the majority of the country. And the only reason he wins is because the eastern provinces have more seats than the western provinces. If if they redistributed the seats for that, which I feel like Pierre Poilievre probably will do, um, like there was no way, there's no way Trudeau would have won any of these elections. Even when you go break down the map, and you can do this with Trump too, like in New York and California and all these Democratic states, Ontario was fucking dark blue, dude. It was only because more of the urban areas voted liberal. Um, we got him in. And it's like, you talk to anybody you meet on the street, anywhere around, you're very hard pressed to find somebody like that likes Trudeau. Even the liberals, man, that say that that's their party, they don't like it. And the thing is that they're fucked, dude. They are so fucked because like the issue that they have with Joe Biden, except you know they are mentally competent. That's the one thing they have over Biden and Kamala is that Trudeau, Freeland, whoever you want to throw in there, they are competent. They know what they're doing. They've been in politics for years. We can get into Justin Trudeau and his history in politics. His mom was very, very into political men, I'll say. But yeah, I said this in my video on Trump winning the election. I really hope this does ride over into Canada. And it's different from America, where you guys had 4 years of Trump, you had 4 years of Biden, and now you're gonna get 4 years of Trump. And at the worst, you're gonna have 8 years. We've had 10. 10 years of the same government doing the same thing. And the thing is that each election that they have won, they've only gone more and more far left. It sucks. And then you have, like, we have more than two parties, even though it is basically a two-party system. We have the NDP, which are even more left than the Liberals, and they're currently fighting with the Liberals right now. They're ran by Jagmeet, probably the best speaker in the House. I really think any Canadian who objectively watches any interview from any politician, Jagmeet is the best speaker by far. And I feel like if he took control of his party, if he stopped selling out, NDP would be a prime party to take over Canada and have a historical run. You know, I'm not gonna get into all the reasons, but the Liberals have tried the same things as the Democrats to guarantee that they win the election. Has to do with the amount of immigration, the benefits, everything. But usually none of my videos on Canada do well, but my videos on American politics do tremendously well. But yeah, you gotta wonder too, and this is something I looked into. These left wing parties, these left wing politicians, they're losing the youth vote, which is supposed to be the easiest vote to attract with the progressive agenda that they use. My generation usually are the ones that care about the issues revolving around transgender people, gay people, people of color. All these topics, and this is a generalization, are not topics that older people really are keen on. Like, obviously, they were born in a different time, you know, they they grew up, they saw a lot, they developed habits. But like, I don't know, man. It's it's really hard because like America, I found that they were having a slow wake up call for the last 4 years. A lot of us have been waiting on that wake up call for half of Canada for, like I said, 10 years, a decade. You know, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One just were just coming out when Trudeau got in. Black Ops 2 still had lobbies on 360. There were no heists in GTA Online. Alex Ovechkin didn't have a Stanley Cup. Um, I don't know. Like, you can go through every historical event that has happened over the past 10 years. And to me, I'm somebody where I do not want one party in power for long periods of time. And that's usually what happens in Canada. Like, Stephen Harper had something like a 12-year run. Um, Trudeau, like I said, is on a 10-year run. Trudeau's dad, Pierre Trudeau, I'm pretty sure he had the longest run at like 7 or no, I think he had like 13 or 12 years, something like that. Like, personally, I do not think the same leader should be in power for more than 8 years. I agree with the American system. I don't know why we don't have term limits on our politicians up here. Um, I think there should be term limits on fucking every position, dude. I don't think I don't think politics should be something you go into and come out as a multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire off of a six-figure paycheck. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, that's the game of politics. Like, it's, and it's beyond the culture war topics. Trudeau really has made an embarrassment out of Canada on the global scale, time after time. Like, you know, the same way you can't imagine Biden interacting with world leaders is the same way, like, whenever you see Trudeau interact with a Putin, with a Xi Jinping, uh, with a Kim Jong Un, like, he comes off as the lower man, the weaker man. Like, again, as a leader, as a man, as a adult, as anybody, you need to set a dominant presence wherever you go to be respected. That's not. I don't mean that by coming off aggressive, but like, people are easy to tell when you're not able to stand your ground, when you, first of all, you don't believe in what you're spewing, which I don't think any of these left wing politicians believe any of the shit that they're screaming. It's all to attract young voters and all that. But like, I don't know. It's like in 2020, as I keep on saying, 80, almost 82 million people voted for Joe Biden. This time around, 70 million voted for Trump. I think Kamala barely reached over 60 mil. But, yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll obviously make more videos on Canadian politics and the election as it gets closer and closer. but obviously after the American election, this is a conversation you gotta have, and we are in. Well, we are in a much worse situation you guys are in under Biden and Trump. We've been under it for 10 years, so like I keep on saying. Well, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. First of all, if you're Canadian, how do you guys view Trump winning the 2024 election? In America, how are you feeling, I guess, too? But, like, what do you guys expect next year in the fall with how everything the liberals are doing now? They're just going further and further downhill, which I'm going to cover more, like I said. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Later.